Hi, David here, One Up Gaming, episode 100 and... No, I really should look at these things before I start saying... Is it 318? Maybe? Maybe? I'll be back. I'll pause this and I'll be back. Glad I paused it. It's 319. So thank you all for watching the One Up Gaming podcast 319. Still, David... I don't know what I'm doing anymore. This whole week's been a blur. Anyway, please visit the website oneupgaming.co.uk. This week we're sponsored by Games Inspired Music. Just Google that. It'll come up with like Amazon links, with Spotify links. Just stream it, buy it, play it, whatever you want to do. And 20% of every sale will go towards we'll donate to the Child's Play charity. And that is that. So I will have a quick fade. So unfortunately this week just gone, on Thursday morning, my father passed away. Not really going into too much details here. We're fine, the family's fine. It's a shock that he died so suddenly, even though we knew he was ill. But he was doing, like, it was going really well. And it's just the last month, I'd say, maybe a bit longer, where he did sort of like his health deteriorated rather suddenly. What can I say? I was with him when he passed in the hospital. Yeah, crap happens. So now we're focusing all of our attention to, like, me and my brother, we're over at my mum's house almost daily now. So my work have been absolutely amazing. They understand what's happening. They know we just need a bit of time just to sort things out, get things organised, and then we'll be back. So yeah, it's like, my dad hated me doing this. I always remember a time when I used to do the podcast with Zach, Eddie, and was it Matt? I think it was. I think there was a few of us on the call where we'd actually do like live calls, record it and put it up. And this is when me and an ex-girlfriend sort of broke up, so I ended up going back to live with my parents for a few months. And during one of the days, he basically pulled me aside and said he was gonna rip the bloody broadband out of the walls because he was pissed off that it must have been because Joey, I think it was Joey, must have been on as well because he was from America. So we had to record 10, 11 o'clock at night. And my dad was pissed off because you get to a certain age, you go to bed at like 9, 10, and he was annoyed that he could hear us nattering away, making a noise. So yeah, he wasn't very impressed with that. And so I guess he was happy when I moved out of the house. But anyway, what can you say? It was an amazing guy. He did anything that you wanted. It was very, I won't say reclusive, but he was stay at home. He wouldn't really go out that much. Loved his shed. Loved like stupid music like AC/DC, Alice Cooper, that sort of stuff. And yeah, he would. I mean, even if I had a problem here, I mean, he didn't drive, so I'd have to drive down, pick him up, drive back up, and he would do whatever he could to help. So massively, massively missed. I mean, what else can I say? Just thank you for everything. So I'll continue wearing my black jumper throughout this episode. I'm not going to change to red, white, and all that kind of stuff. I'll continue this, I guess, out of respect. I don't know. I don't know if that's the words to use. I'll just quickly go straight into the things. So this month because it's October, we're doing the Halloween month. So every day we're still doing the Evercade, we're still doing the Star Trek Online, we're still doing the Worst Games Ever series, and we're still doing the Ridge Racer series, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, still a podcast, but because it's the month of Halloween, Halloween's month, Hallows month, I don't know what you call it. I'm playing horror games and putting a horror game up on the YouTube channel every day. So, first of all, I had a quick go at Alan Wake, and I'd forgotten how the combat and movement are not the best, but I did enjoy the storytelling of this sort of game. The world building, the atmosphere, everything just seems really nice. So that'll do for that game. I'll move on to the next game, but play the trailers, and then I'll carry on after the trailers.
Wow, it's gorgeous, Alan. Her own private island.
Alice?
Cauldron Lake is a special place.
Darkness will consume everything.
This is just a fantasy.
We're not voting here. They're all over the place!
It's all in your head.
Who are you?
So the next game that we played was Alan Wake's American... Oh god, was it American Nightmare? No. I've just got American on here. I can't remember what the hell it was called now, but the DLC that came out for Alan Wake, where it's still Alan Wake, but you're actually pulled into the TV show that's on Alan Wake. So Night Falls, is it called? I think it's called Night Falls. You're pulled into the TV show, so it's much more of your standard straight to TV sort of the Tommy knockers, the American X-Files-y sort of show, and it's much more camp, much more pulp, and it's quite fun. The gameplay is still the same. It's still hold your flashlight on enemies until their aura disappears and you can shoot them to kill them. And it's still a good game, and I love the story. It's so crazy and stupid, and I love that sort of thing.
Right on cue, bubbling to the surface from untold depths, the horrors come. This time, he mouths a silent vow. No more. No more.
Next game that we played, Blood Omen, Legacy of... It says Legacy of Rain, but I think it's going to be Legacy of Cain. I think it's also correct when I'm not looking properly. So this one, I think it was the first game on the PS1, where it's like a top-down Zelda-style graphics interface, but you are the vampire, and you have to try and drink blood, get stronger, and then defeat the big evil vampire people. Graphically, it hasn't aged massively well because the game is more what they tried doing in the early to mid-90s, where they would have... It's like, let's just say, as an example, the Road Rash game. So Road Rash 1 and 2, the characters looked very cartoonified. But then it went to Road Rash 3, and they basically like scanned in a real photo of a motorbike person and animated that. And technically, it looked good at the time, but when you look back on it now, it's like, I think the older ones had more detail, had more movement, had more something about it. And I think that's the same with this sort of game. They've scanned real objects sort of in, and it just doesn't look as good as what it maybe would have been if it's like hand-drawn, proper animation. But the game's good, I enjoyed it.
Much too tedious to concern ourselves with. Am I understood, Kane? Now be gone.
I had crossed death for this moment. My mind was empty save for one thought. I would kill.
Next game that we played was a game on the Atari 2600, and I didn't even know they made this, but it was called Alien. So it's based on the Aliens franchise. And with this game, you literally play like Pac-Man. So you're running around trying to avoid all the aliens, and then you can get the pellets, which then makes the aliens able to be killed. So I don't know. It's just a random game that I found. I thought, oh, do you know what? I've never even heard of this. I'll put it up there, see what happens. The next game, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. And this one is a sequel to the Blood Omen games. But this time you're playing the guy who was defeated at the end of the first game, I think. Actually, I might be getting it completely wrong. I don't know. But you're a fallen sort of angel, your wings ripped out, and it's much more like a third-person Tomb Raider style game now. But again, I played this on the Dreamcast, and it is so good. It still plays really well now, even though it's not twin-stick analog sort of controls. It's a nice looking game. It's like an exploration sort of 3D. It's Tomb Raider. It's like the old Tomb Raider games. Add a bit more gothic to it, add a bit more blood to it, and that is the Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver.
Salvation, revelation, deceit.
Next one, and a quick go at the NES versions of the Addams Family, and I think it's Addams Family Pugsley's Escape or Pugsley's Quest, something like that. They're just old school 2D platform games. I think they were made by Ocean, so European developed, really floaty, skiddy controls like a lot of European platform games at the time, and not the best. It's alright, it's just not. I kind of came in on gaming on the Mega Drive sort of style. Anything before that's just a bit too retro for me. And the last game that we played was Shadow Man. And this is the Shadow Man, I don't know what the hell they called it, but it's like a remake, yeah. And I think I've talked about this one before. I like the idea, I like the concept. I just don't like the fact that the graphics seem as though they've just picked the 3D polygons and made them a lot sharper. So it's still very square, but now they look very, very, very detailed squares. Instead of being very pixelated squares, which blended into the background, whereas now it's very chalk and cheese to the background. It's weird.
Apocalypse.
I am the Lord of Deadside, Shadowborn at the confluence of worlds to walk between. Lifeside is without the meaning that my partly living possesses here in Deadside, where the darkness is manifest at the edges of reason. As a god, I step forth upon the writhing, separating surface of the Deadside Serpent. What sleep is here? What dreams there are in the unctuous coilings of the snake's mortal shuffling? Weapon in my hand, the arcing death blow at the end of all things. The horror, I embrace it.
And a shadow did fall upon the world of men.
Come on, Slowpoke!
I think the worst game that we played this week was the original Street Fighter game. If it's not, I apologise. It's been, as I said, it's been a bad week. And that is the games that we'll be playing this week. So we'll have a quick 10-second break and we'll be back with this week's news. So back soon. Hi, still David here, still 1UP Gaming. Episode 319. And we will just go through some of this week's news. As I say, we'll just quickly talk about some of these because I have got things to do. Anyway, first up, Google reportedly passed on the Stadia exclusive follow-up to the Death Stranding. Kojima Productions was apparently in early development when the project was cancelled. Yeah, it's probably because Google knew the Stadia was absolutely dying out of its ass. And not being awful, Death Stranding, although it was a big game because of Kojima, I don't think it'd have sold. It wouldn't have done anything. It did well on PlayStation because it's on the biggest platform available. But if you put that game on a small, tiny user interfacey crappy service, I don't think it's got the name to make people think, oh, I will buy these and subscribe to this service. So I think it's probably for the best. But it says it's apparently cancelled due to its single player nature. No. It was money. It was because they knew it wouldn't make money. That is the be all and end all of everything nowadays. So we'll move on to the second bit of news. And the second bit of news is a new American Pie movie will reportedly try to offer a fresh take on the series. What's our report? The new installment in American There's an actor, model, and screenwriter, perhaps best known for her Sarah Insecure. I've never heard of anything. I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea any of these things. So, American Pie Reunion. I actually really enjoyed that movie. But anyway, I'll see what happens. If it's me, I would have a guess that the actual American Pie will go down all the characters will be, I hate saying it, but all the characters will be black, Chinese, Malaysian, there'll be a smorgasbord of nationalities involved and it won't just be young white actors anymore. Which, for better or worse. Anyway, next up, fired Nintendo worker comes forward to offer more details on their dismissal Labour complaint. So basically, a contractor was fired. A Nintendo contractor who filed an official complaint to the National Labour Relations Board has spoken out for the first time, revealing their name of additional details about their incident. Ultimately led to the complaint filed in April. In an interview with blah blah blah, Mackenzie Clifton alleged that they were dismissed after asking for Nintendo of America's view on the growing unionization. Sorry, they've put a Z in the middle of that. It freaked in my head. Please, why have you got Zs in the middle of words? Trend within gaming during an online public meeting. They said they were rebuked for asking a downer question and fired a month later. Maybe they were just shit at the job. Nintendo's official reasoning was that Clifton has disclosed confidential information. The cited tweet dated February 16th read, "In today's build, someone somewhere must have deleted every other texture in the game because everything is now red. Just like pure red, it's very silly." Clifton said the tweet is vague, arguing that it is misdirection. However, Nintendo is also known for its strict social media policy, leading to many employees to stop posting entirely in order to avoid crossing what they... Yeah, it's... If you're working for Nintendo, just don't have a social media presence. So yeah, I guess we'll see more in this as things happen. But we just don't know really. Until things go to courts and stuff, you just don't know. Wrong button. So then, got my throat. So then the next bit of news is Marvel is reportedly turning Armor Wars into a movie. The MCU series starring Don Cheadle was previously set for Disney+. So it's basically been turned into a full-length feature film. And I guess that's cheaper to film. It might be more expensive with the CGI, the graphical effects, because that has to be top-notch in 4K on the big screen cinema. Whereas on the TV show, you will film 3 times as much because you've got, say, 6 episodes of an hour long and the movie is 2 hours long. So you'll have 6 hours worth of film that you have to make and produce. Whereas with a movie, it's like 2 hours. And you have to go back into more detail, you have to go back in time, you have to go explain things, you have to do things, explain side characters and everything. Whereas in a movie, it's like, wham, bam, into the action, thank you, ma'am. But anyway, where we will see what is going on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Disney's lost its way with a lot of the Marvel stuff, because it just seems as though there's been like a lot of backlash with all this stuff. Anyway, the Multiverses leak possibly reveals Mark Hamill as Joker. So the Joker from Batman, the animated series, could be coming. A version of Joker from Batman, the animated series, voiced by Mark Hamill, might make its way into Multiverses, Warner Bros. Crossover fighting game. A new Dataman revealed voiced lines of the character. Originally posted by Twitter user blah 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 blah. I don't know. I have not played this Multiverses game. I don't know if it's any good or anything, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of a lot of these sort of things. If it plays like Smash Brothers, to me it's crap. Because Smash Brothers is crap. Anyway, the Saudi Arabian government wants to buy a leading game publisher. The country is set to invest $37.8 billion in gaming. So it's set to invest around $13 billion to purchase a leading game publisher. Blah 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 blah. Savvy Games Group is one part of our ambitious gaming strategy, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so where there's money, they'll buy stuff. You can't not listen to them. If they're willing to pay a shit ton of money, that's what you're going to do. And unfortunately, Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi and all that kind of area, that's where all the money is at the minute. So we will go to the next bit of news. So the next bit of news, Google is shutting down Stadia, its gaming cloud service. So this is another reason why I think that the next Death Stranding also didn't happen, because Google knew that Stadia was struggling like hell, and they crunched the numbers, and they probably looked at it and said, it's not going to improve in the next year by the time this game comes out, so we'll just cut it now. So I've always felt that streaming technologies for certain games are okay. For racing and fighting games, it's not very good. There's too much lag involved and it just feels a bit spongy and a bit floaty. So yeah, Stadia, we missed you. Well, I didn't even play it, but I don't know. Next up, we have the release date for Scorn has been moved forward. So Scorn, the upcoming H.R. Geiger-inspired puzzle adventure, is coming out earlier than expected. The game will now release on October the 14th instead of October the 21st. Coming to Xbox Series X and S and PC. No reason has been given for the moving date, but given how many delays we've had, it's a bit of a welcome news. I don't care. From what I've seen of this game, it looks bad. I think the graphics look horrendous. It looks very blocky with really good detailed sort of like Garud shading to make it look a little bit better, but the polygon count looks really depressingly bad. But anyway, not long now to see what this game is about. So then we have got the next bit of news, and that one, my friends, is Marvel's Blade. Oh my god. Mahershala Ali, reportedly very frustrated with the process. Blade star, I'll just say Ali, is reportedly very frustrated with the production of Marvel's upcoming vampire movie, with the script featuring just 2 lackluster action sequences. Jeff Snyder, a noted industry insider, recently tweeted he'd been told the current Blade script is roughly 90 pages and features 2 lackluster action sequences. Ali is said to be very frustrated with the process. While the script lengths naturally vary from film to film, the usual rule of thumb is to expect each page to translate to a minute of movie. Should Snyder's information be correct, a 90-page script would make Blade very short for a Marvel movie, and there are only 2 action sequences that won't expand the runtime by much. Yeah, so I don't know. Again, I don't know if they just don't think that Blade's a good enough character to push forward with. I don't know. Don't know. Another bit of news, another reason why I've got my black jumper on, and it looks as though rap icon Coolio has unfortunately died at 59. So the only songs I really know that he did, when I googled him, there was a few songs that I'd heard of, but the one that really stands out to me was Gangsta's Paradise. The artist reportedly passed away suddenly while visiting a friend. Yeah, so he began his music career in the late 80s, shot to stardom in 1995 with the release of Gangsta's Paradise. So was recorded in 1995 Michelle Pfeiffer's high school drama Dangerous Minds. Well, that's that. So, peace be with you, brother. God, my throat is really sore. So next up we have Skull and Bones has been delayed for the 5th time. It looks as though in a press release today, Ubisoft has given a new release date of March the 9th, 2023, allowing Skull and Bones to sneak in just ahead of its end of financial year. The public explained in the release that while game development is finished at this stage, the extra 4 months will be used to further polish and balance the experience, following technical tests and insider program feedback from the prior closed betas. So it's first announced back in E3 2017. So it's been going on for a while. It's been going on for a while, hasn't it? I don't know. I've not even looked at these things. But the last bit of news that I have is it looks as though it's been confirmed Deadpool 3, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman tease a violent Wolverine debut. I don't know if it teased a violent thing, I don't know. But it looks as though Wolverine will be appearing in the next Deadpool movie, and that's great. I think that could be a really good thing. Both of them can heal, both of them can rip each other apart. It could be quite funny. Wolverine, I think, he'll be an amazing character to have. Very similar to Colossus, where he's very deadpan, very straight to the point, whereas Deadpool can pee around him. But yeah, so that could be quite good. So, I mean, I will say that I assumed this was happening because of all the Ryan Reynolds versus Hugh Jackman that happened 2 or 3 years ago. So I just assumed it was them pushing this thing to then get the publicity up to make the movie. I might be wrong, but I might be wrong. I probably am. But yeah, to me, it just seemed as though it was doing that thing. So now I will carry on and do this week's top 40. So first of all, we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla at 40, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy The Definitive Edition, WWE 2K22, Minecraft Dungeons at 35, F1 Manager 2022, Mario Strikers of Battle League Football, Far Cry 6, Red Dead Redemption 2, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, at number 30, Lego Harry Potter Collection, Stray, F1 22, Super Mario Odyssey, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. 25 is FIFA 22, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, The Last of Us Part 1, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Sonic Colors Ultimate, number 20, Saints Row, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Number 18 is The Legend of Heroes Tales from Zero. I've never heard of that. Mario Party Superstars, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Gran Turismo 7 at 15, NBA 2K23, Pokemon Shining Pearl, Valkyrie Elysium, never heard of that one, at 12, Call of Duty Vanguard, and then the top 10, Pokemon Legends Arceus at 10, Animal Crossing New Horizons at 9, Grand Theft Auto 5 at 8, Minecraft at 7, Horizon Forbidden West at 6, Nintendo Switch Sports at 5, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at 4, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga at 3, Splatoon 3 at 2, and new in at number 1, FIFA 23. And that's thanks to Games Press and the GFK Entertainment Software charts, all formats. And I will just say that with Saints Row still in the charts, I'm actually quite shocked at how well that's going along. Because there was just massive things about how badly it was sort of doing in the chart, in the sales. But I guess that's just the press trying to That's just the press and everything trying to push their story, their narrative. They don't like things to work, so they proper push on about it. Anyway, episode 319 of the One Up Gaming Podcast, saying, me, David, saying thank you for watching. Please visit our website, which is oneupgaming.co.uk. We're on Patreon, so it's patreon.com/OUG. And if you want any of these t-shirts or jumpers, please go to the One Up Gaming website, top right hand corner. You can buy things from there. The games inspired music is available. 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. We also have the One Up Gaming podcast, first 100 podcasts, and that's on a USB cassette tape. And £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK. While we're saying things, we also have the Evercade cartridge, the Interplay Collection 2, with Claymates, Earthworm Jim 2, Clay Fighter 2, Prehistoric Man, Rad Gravity, and The Braining, I think it is, or The Brainies, I don't know. But any video on our YouTube channel, just subscribe to us and leave a comment that says Evercade, and I will look on that and I will give away the cartridge for free. Please subscribe to our Facebook group or follow us on Facebook. Just search One Up Gaming. I think it is just Facebook/One Up Gaming. I'm not sure. Our YouTube channel. We've got 1,200 subscribers now. Please subscribe, follow, share, bell, all that sort of stuff. Just search One Up Gaming. It's that kind of logo, but on a white background with red. So we are also on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/OUGofficial. If you want to tweet us, it's @OUGofficial, and please follow us on there. And if you want to email us any questions, any comments, please email contact@oneupgaming.co.uk. And that, my friends, is me, David. Thank you all for watching episode 319 of the One Up Gaming Podcast. Conte the Hero, take us away. Or if you're listening to this, I'll find something to put on. So thank you all. Goodbye.
Go baby, go baby, I love you, said I love you, never put nothing above you, won't let go once I can hug you on the floor. They hate because you let them know that you the ish. Now they hating not because you at the club and proving it, and so they choosing it too late cause now they using it. Can't wait from how you doing it, I know that they pursuing it. You will kindly tell them now my baby's here to watch me go, and for him I put on a show. You just blessed to be here, so my baby goes on, her body rolls on. I tell her hold on, we making love with clothes on, been on it so long. I think we gotta go, get my grown man on. You know that I love you so. Just go, baby, go now, go now, baby, go now, go now, baby, go now, baby, go now. Just go, baby, go now, go now. I love when you go for me, I love when you go for me, I love when you go for me. Say I love when you go for me, I love when you go for me, I love when you go for me, I love when you go for me. Say I love when you go for me.
I tell my baby go, but she's not even going though. It's the trust I have in her. Careless what do say to her. Yeah, I'm feeling kinda slick. I'm loving how I swim in it. No, I'm not taming her. The only one engraving it. Sign it still right from her lips. You need to know that she's my miss. Treat her like a treasure though. I never wanna let her go. I keep her right in front of me. My heart she will forever be. I do this so she'll never see. Life with me no misery. You deserve the world, my queen. Yeah, I'm back down on one knee. A boy to a man that you have seen. No matter who's wrong, it's you and me. I'm coming for you, baby, so we can stay happy. I'm trying to work so hard for you and me. Go, baby, go now. Go, baby, go. Baby, go. Go, baby, go, baby, go, baby, go. Baby, go. Ha. Go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. Baby, go now. Just go, baby, go now. I love when you go for me. Go for me. I love when you go for me. I love when you go
when you go for me. You go for me, girl. You go for me. You go for me. Say I love when you go for me. Say my baby's so bad, she can get it so glad that she loves me. Know that I'm a hubby so sad. Say you looking so mad. Oh, you didn't know that. Next time you should check the ring. I know that one's a throwback. I know you see her flashing it, especially when she gets it low. I'm rubbing on and grabbing it. I tell my girl, go ahead and go. Baby, go now. Baby, go now. Go, baby, go now. Go now. Go, baby, go now. Baby, go now. Go, baby, go now. Baby, go now. I love when you go for me. I love when you go for me. I love when you go for me. Say I love when you go for me. You go for me. I love when you go for me. You go for me. Say I love when you go for me. Yo, go baby, go. Just
L G E.
yeah, LGE. Sign in contact, get it.
We got it. We got it. We got it.
Thank you. We're trying to get everybody on to it.